Zombie Apocalypse for Kids, The Sudden Zombie Invasion, Adventure Stories for Kids. Written by Jeff Child, narrated by John H. Feskins. Introduction. The zombies are invading the village. What to do next? Jace and Cynthia don't know either. They are too busy arguing, but when the situation becomes a serious matter of life and death, they remember what they had and join each other on an adventure into the secret tunnels beneath the village and survive the vicious zombie attacks. Listen about their experiences in this story. Chapter 1. His Version. Jace gets up. His wife is still asleep. It's early in the morning, but he has plans. He has been married to his beautiful girl for 3 years now, and he wants to make it something special. Today is the day before their anniversary. It's the day before they got married, 3 years ago. He puts on his favorite sweater and sneaks out of the house with some golden coins in his pocket. The neighborhood is quiet, especially now. And even though they live in a medieval-like farmer's village, none of its inhabitants like to get up early. The only ones that do are the actual farmers on the outskirts of town. Almost tripping over a few chickens, Jace makes his way to a house about 10 blocks away. He looks around him. There is nobody there. Then he knocks on the door and waits. A young woman opens up. "Ah, Jace," she says with a big smile. "I am glad you could make it. I know it's early, but you were determined to do this without your wife knowing about it, weren't you?" "Exactly, Naomi," Jace says. "She has never been an early bird anyway, so I knew I could get away. I don't even think she noticed that my snoring stopped when I woke up." "Ha ha ha," Naomi laughs. "Well, come in. I will show you what I have." She opens the door a little wider, and Jace walks in. "Nice place you got here," he says. "I know, right? I decorated it myself." Jace looks around and observes the colorful framed paintings on the wall, the ornamental necklaces and chimes hanging on the ceiling, and the elegant statues on the little tables in every corner of the room. Naomi has some taste in art, that's obvious. She knows how to brighten up the place. She is wearing a green and red necklace herself, with a little skull and unicorn symbol in the middle of it. It almost looks like she is trying to be eccentric with her own random style. "Interesting taste in lighting and fashion," Jace mentions, as he watches the red-green shades in front of the candles and the necklace Naomi is wearing. "Yes, I usually don't go with the flow. I do my own thing, even if other villagers think it's weird." "No, it's good. I like it," Jace assures her. "Anyway, are you ready to show me it?" "Yes, here it is. See? I can take this board and write down the text. Then I can go over it with this paint. Excuse me, it's over there. Okay, and then I can patch it up with color, add a little bit of this, and take all day working on the details. I have a board like it, but with a different inscription. Do you want me to show you?" "Of course. If it's going to be like the other one, then I want to see what the results will be." "Makes sense," Naomi says. "I'll get it. Just a minute. It's in the shed." Naomi goes outside and turns around the corner of her open shed. She reaches for the board she was talking about, but her white dress gets caught by a nail sticking out in a beam. "Rip!" "Ow, hey, what the?" she says. The ripped dress reveals part of her upper legs, and as the whole thing is about to fall apart, her shoulders are bare. The dress is slowly falling off, and the frustrated Naomi tries to hold the board with one hand and lift up the straps of her dress with the other. She walks to the front door in an awkward little circle, almost like a drunk person, and glances around. "At least nobody saw that," she says. "That would have been embarrassing." She puts the decorated board down after she heads inside. Then she goes straight up the stairs. "Could you just wait a little while?" she shouts downstairs. "I have to get changed." "No problem," Jace shouts back. Naomi takes her dress off and looks at it. "Oh well," she says. "It was a little worn anyway, and it didn't cost much." She throws the dress on the floor and takes another one out of her closet. After dressing up, she goes back downstairs, picks up the board, and walks into the living room, where she puts the board on the table in front of Jace. "What happened?" Jace asks. "You don't want to know, trust me. Now let's focus on the board. See what I did there? I painted these colors here and added some decorations there." "Oh, wow, I love that," Jace exclaims. "That's exactly what I wanted." "Ha ha, good. Then that's what we will do." She puts the board in the corner of the room and says, "That will be 4 pieces of gold." "No problem. It's going to be great," Jace says. They talk a little longer, and Jace goes back home. He whistles on the way there, happy that he finally found something worth his money. But when he gets home, his wife is standing in front of the door, waiting for him with her arms folded. "What was that all about?" she asks. "What?" "Where did you go?" Cynthia demands to know. "I just went out. You wouldn't want to know," Jace says. "Oh, trust me, I do," Cynthia sneers. "You have some explaining to do." "Well, I will tell you later," Jace says. "Now is not the time." "Why not? What happened?" "Come on, honey. I just don't want to say anything about it at this time. Is that okay?" "No, it's not okay. I want to know." Jace shrugs. He doesn't want to spoil the surprise. He feels no obligation to tell his wife where he spent the last half hour. He goes inside and goes about his business. Cynthia watches him enter their home and feels frustrated. That night, they don't talk. They don't kiss each other goodnight. Cynthia blows out the candle on their nightstand and they go to sleep. Jace is happy. He knows she will love it once it's done. With a smile on his face, he falls asleep. Chapter 2. Her Version. Cynthia wakes up. She was used to the sound of him snoring, but she notices immediately when it stops as well. She keeps her eyes closed, thinking he is just going to the bathroom. But then he gets dressed, and she gets curious. What is he doing? She thinks. He doesn't usually get up until in an hour. Then he exits the house, and Cynthia gets really curious. I want to know what he is up to, she tells herself, and she puts on some pink shirt and red skirt. She heads out the door and sees her husband turn around the corner. Cynthia keeps her distance and follows her loved one to the house where he knocks on the door. When a young, attractive woman opens the door, Cynthia gets suspicious. Who is that girl? She asks herself. I've never seen her before, and how does she know my husband? She listens carefully. She can't make out what they're saying, but when she sees the young woman laugh about something Jace said, Cynthia is boiling up inside. Is she flirting with him? That mean, awful wench, Cynthia thinks. How dare she steal my husband away from me? They're taking too long. It's driving Cynthia crazy. What on earth are they doing in there? Then a bird catches her eye. It's singing loudly right next to her. Shh, Cynthia whispers. I am trying to spy on my husband here. Cynthia turns her head to the house again and is in shock. What? She thinks. That woman is only half dressed. You can see her legs and shoulders, and her dress is almost falling off. And what is that thing she is holding in her hand? Looks like a wooden board or something. Look at the way she walks. She looks drunk. I have to know more about this. Cynthia tiptoes to the front door and starts eavesdropping. Oh, wow, I love that, she hears Jace say. That's exactly what I wanted. Ha ha, good, then that's what we will do. Huh? Do what? Cynthia thinks. What was exactly what he wanted? This is getting weird. Then she hears the young woman say, That will be 4 pieces of gold. No problem. It's going to be great, Jace says. What? Cynthia thinks. Her brain is going crazy. She always thought of Jace as a good guy, but what is he spending money on now? As she catches herself become more emotional, Cynthia decides it's time to leave. She doesn't want to know anything else about this. Her man better have a good explanation for all of this. Distraught by what she heard and saw, she walks home and holds back her tears. Oh, if only she could trust him, But now she isn't even sure of that anymore. Where has she gone wrong? Was it her fault? Why did Jace let himself fall for another woman? Was their marriage not good enough? When Cynthia comes home, she doesn't feel like going inside. She stares at her house and listens to the whispers of the wind. The same bird flies over her head and disappears into the distance. When she sees how cheerful Jace is when he comes home, whistling all the way, she gets even more upset. They talk. Of course he doesn't want to explain anything. He has been doing sneaky things behind her back, and has been to that woman for whatever reasons she doesn't want to think of. Eventually, she accepts his nonchalant attitude and gives up. She doesn't sleep much that night, though. Not 1 minute. Chapter 3. Zombie Invasion. Bang! The door flies open. "What was that?" Cynthia asks as she wakes up. "I don't know," Jace says. "Maybe just the wind?" "Go check," Cynthia pleads. "Please?" "No problem," Jace answers. He puts on some clothes and goes downstairs to the living room. He was right, he thought. It really was the wind. Or was it? He licks his finger and holds it up in the air. Strange. There is hardly any wind. Did someone enter their house? He gets anxious and suspicious, so he takes the stick from a broom in the corner as a weapon and sneaks through the living room, the shed, and some other rooms. Nothing. Nobody. It is empty. He goes outside and checks the streets. And there it is. Jace sees a shady figure, but it appears as if the person in front of him is green. He is wearing a blue outfit, and with his red glowing eyes, he looks straight at Jace. "What is that?" Jace asks. But before he can utter another word, the creature runs at him. Jace steps back inside and closes the doors. Then he locks it. The creature bangs his fists on the door. "Honey?" Jace hears Cynthia yell from upstairs. "What's going on?" "I think it's a zombie," Jace shouts back. "He's trying to break into our house." "What are we going to do?" Cynthia asks. "Oh, I am sure he will give up after a while. The door is locked." But Jace doesn't realize the zombie isn't alone. Suddenly, another zombie jumps through the window. Clash! The pieces of glass are all over the floor, and the zombie has already sped towards Jace and is now trying to choke him. "Honey," Jace says, "could you knock the zombie out?" Cynthia looks at the broomstick and puts her hands in her side. "I don't know," she says. "If I do, will you tell me what was going on between you and that lovely young woman?" What? Come on, just save my life already," Jace shouts. Okay, Cynthia takes the broomstick and bangs the zombie on his head. "Thank you," Jace says. "Now could you please stop worrying about what I did at that house? I told you I will explain it to you later." "Sure you will," Cynthia says, still suspicious of the worst. They both peek through the front window, the one that hasn't been broken, and see a horde of zombies in the village. They are huge, almost twice as big as human beings. It is as if they increased in size after rising from the dead, or as if only the biggest humans turned into the undead. "Oh my goodness," Cynthia says. "It's an invasion. There are hundreds of them. What will we do?" "I know a way," Jace says. "There are too many of them. We shouldn't try to fight them." "But what about the other villagers?" "There is nothing we can do. I hope they will be okay, but for now, we have to save our own skin. Don't you agree?" "I guess you're right. So what is this amazing idea of yours?" she asks sarcastically. "There is an underground passage," Jace says. "It's not too far from here. Hopefully we can sneak by the attacking zombies and make our way there without being seen." "Okay, let's do it. I don't feel safe here." Chapter 4. The Secret Passage. Jace opens the back door. It's quiet in the back street of the neighborhood, although they hear voices and screams all around them. Jace checks twice to make sure he doesn't misinterpret the situation. "This is our chance," he says. "The hatch is on the other side of the street in a tiny barn around the corner of that house. When I say run, we'll both run over there, and I will lift up the hatch. Got it?"
"Got it,"
Cynthia says. Jace looks one more time, both ways, and then says, "Go!" Hand in hand, the couple runs towards the barn and turns around the corner. They see the hatch, and Jace lifts it up. Cynthia goes halfway inside the tunnel and then asks, "How come nobody else knows about this passage?"
"Hurry," Jace whispers. "We have no time to lose. I will tell you when we are there."
Cynthia slides down the ladder and ends up in some mud. "Yuck!" she exclaims.
"Come on," Jace says. "Keep moving, please. Here I come."
He slides down and joins his wife in the murky fluids that are covering their feet and shins. He looks at her with a smirk on his face. She is not pleased. He decides to say nothing. Better not to make her angrier than she already is. "So to answer my questions," Cynthia says, hoping that her husband will fill her in.
"Ah, yes. It was actually built by my grandfather. It is very well hidden, and nobody comes here anyway, so I don't think anyone has ever discovered it, yet."
"Why did your father build it?"
"I think there were zombies back then, too. I just wonder how bad it was back then versus now."
"Well, it sounds awful outside," Cynthia says. "I am glad I am here. Have you thought about how to see? It's pitch black."
"I'm already ahead of you," Jace says as he lights a candle.
Together, they walk through the tunnel. Above them, the sounds of the invading zombies are abundant in the village, but the married couple is safely set in their tunnel. With the candle in front of them, they hope for the best. Suddenly, they hear a noise. Bonk! Jace and Cynthia put their backs against the wall. Then a male voice shouts, "Who goes there?" "I thought you said nobody knew about this place," Cynthia says.
"That's right," Jace says, "but maybe I was wrong. Let's check it out."
Chapter 5. Terry. "Who goes there?" the voice asks again.
It's us. Our names are Jace and Cynthia," Jace shouts back. "We're not zombies, so please don't kill us."
"Step into the light," the voice says. Jace goes first. Cynthia is holding onto his arm tightly, almost squeezing it too hard. She is a little nervous, even though the man obviously isn't a zombie. When they step into the light, the man is relieved. "Looks like you two are all right," he says. He steps into the light too and introduces himself. "My name is Terry. I've known about this place for years. I don't know why anybody else hasn't discovered it, but I knew I should go here when the zombies attack."
"How did you find it?" Jace asks.
"I'm just a big snoop. I just follow people and see what they are up to. One day I just stumbled upon the hatch, and of course I wanted to know what was underneath it. There is really no story to it."
"Oh, okay. So what's your plan?"
"Zombie attacks usually last for several days. After that, lots of people will have turned into zombies themselves. It's sad, but it's the harsh truth. Honestly, I don't think I have a plan. I'm just going to wait here until they leave town." Then Jace notices the necklace Terry is wearing. Odd. It is the same necklace Naomi was wearing.
"Where did you get that?" Jace wants to know.
I don't know. Why do you ask?" Terry asks.
"I saw someone else wearing that necklace. It had red and green, and a skull and unicorn symbol hanging on it. So perhaps you got it at the same place?"
And that's when Terry gets a little emotional. His self-denial stage is already over, even within those very seconds. At first, Jace and Cynthia are surprised by the sudden change in his demeanor. But when they hear his explanation, they begin to understand. "Who was the one you saw wearing the necklace?" Terry asks.
"Her name is Naomi," Jace says. "She has a little art shop in town."
"Naomi? Who is Naomi? How do you know a girl named Naomi?" Cynthia demands to know, still suspicious of her husband's intentions.
"Never mind that," Jace says. "I will tell you later. So, how about it, Terry? Is there a connection?" Terry stutters. Well, she is my wife. We wear the same necklaces just to show our love and commitment to each other. We got split up. I feel so terrible. No, you feel terrible, Cynthia says. Ha ha! She looks at the two men in front of her. They are not amused. Sorry, Cynthia says. Please continue. Anyway, Terry says, the zombies were coming. I was on the other side of town doing some business, but I thought I could come here and meet her here. We discussed this before. If zombies would attack, we would go to the tunnel. But now, after being here for a while, and seeing that she hasn't even shown up yet, I am starting to get a little worried. I understand, Jay says. You feel guilty because you feel that you should have gotten her first, right? Exactly. So what should I do now? Do I go out there and get her? Or do I wait here and hope that she shows up? Chapter 6. Sneaking into the Village. Jace looks Terry in the eyes and says, Be a man. Go get your woman. There is no time to lose. Really? He asks. Wow. Okay, sure. Yes, that's what I am going to do. Cynthia has a loving look in her eyes when she hears Jace's thoughts on courage and fidelity. She gets a little closer to him and asks, Would you have come back for me if I was there by myself, surrounded by zombies? Of course I would have, Cynthia, Jace says. We are married. I love you. I would do anything to protect you. Cynthia thinks for a moment and then says, We have to help this man. Let's go with him. Are you sure? We could just stay here in the tunnel. It would be safer. No, Cynthia insists. He deserves a happy life, like us. Jace is glad to hear that Cynthia still considers their life to be happy, despite the miscommunication between the two of them. He knows she will be even happier when she finds out what he was going to give her. But now he is not so sure it will still be there, since the zombies turned the whole world upside down. Take these, Terry says, handing the other two a sword and an axe. I'm kind of a fan of the shovel myself, but I am sure you can put these weapons to good use if you see a zombie. Thanks, Jace says. Ready to go? Yes, I am, Terry says, in a determined voice as he walks past them. Let's kill some zombies. Jace and Cynthia are right behind him. They splash through the muddy tunnel ground and reach the hatch. They look at each other and climb the ladder. Back on the village roads, they are shocked. In front of them, a village abides in chaos. Zombies are running after villagers, homes are burning, screams are heard everywhere, as well as howling and groaning zombie sounds. Some people are unsuccessfully making an attempt to defend themselves and hack a few zombies down before they get bitten. The entire view is chilling and horrific. Terrifying, Terry says. Huh, you mean terrifying, Cynthia says with a smirk on her face. The two men look at her with a serious facial expression. Sorry, I'll stop making puns, Cynthia says sheepishly. Let's just sneak from the one backyard to the other, Terry suggests. Most of the zombies are in the front yards, in the houses, and on the street. It's not too far from here. Let's go to my home and see if Naomi is there. The trio stays low and peeps over every fence before they go to the next backyard, and the next, and the next. Eventually, they get close to Terry's and Naomi's house. They hop over their white picket fence and run to the burning house. Hey, wait a minute, Cynthia says, turning to her husband. This is the same house you went to, you two-faced cheater. But honey, could we please talk about this later? I can explain, Jace says. Pfft, you better have a good explanation then, Cynthia says angrily as she rolls her eyes. The woman was half undressed and giggling when you were talking. Doesn't that say enough? Jace ignores her complaints. Fortunately, their conversation doesn't raise any suspicions in Terry, because he didn't hear what they were talking about. He already entered their home and starts looking for his wife. Naomi! He shouts. Naomi, are you in here? Luckily, only the upstairs is on fire, Jace says. Did I ever tell you not to run into a burning building because of the smoke and the fire?
I know, Cynthia says. Hopefully she is downstairs. Otherwise I wouldn't know what to do, although I am not sure anymore if I want that seductive woman to live.
But then she sees it.
What is that?
Cynthia asks when she picks up the item in front of her. Chapter 7. Forever. Cynthia is holding a board. It's charred, and apparently it didn't really survive the incineration of the upper half of the house. But despite the dirty look and disgusting soot on it, she is still able to read the inscription through the faded decorative patterns. In swirly letters, almost like calligraphy, it reads, Cynthia and Jace forever. She stares at it. She is speechless. Jace scratches his head when he realizes that there is hardly anything left of the item he paid 4 golden coins for. Cynthia's back is turned towards her husband, so Jace has no idea what she is feeling. He can't see her facial expression, so he just waits. Well, Jace says after a little while, it was going to be something for you, for our anniversary. Did you notice I put your name first? It's because I wanted to make you realize how important you are to me. And maybe you can still see a heart or a star in there. Anyway, sorry that it burned down. I realize it's a waste of money since it isn't any good to us now. But when Cynthia turns around, there are tears in her eyes, tears of happiness. She drops the board and throws her arms around her well-intending husband. Then she kisses him.
Thank you, she says. I'm sorry I was so suspicious. You're the best man I could ever ask for.
Jace just smiles. It seems as if the moment lasts forever, even though it is only a few seconds long. They stare at each other and feel like they're floating, until they get interrupted by Terry.
Help! Terry shouts. I need some help here!
Jace and Cynthia hurry into the direction where the sound is coming from. They hop over a broken table and run into another room. There they see Terry, who is trying to lift a heavy beam that is blocking Naomi's legs. She is conscious and she seems all right, but she is unable to move away from the debris. Naomi, Jace says, thanks for the wonderful work you've done.
You're welcome, she says. Sorry it got burned. I can return you the 4 pieces of gold if you want me to.
Nah, we're good. You did your job, Jace says.
Wait a minute, Cynthia says. I'll take those pieces of gold. Why would you turn down an offer for a free refund, Jace?
Okay, touche, Jace says. They stop talking and lift up the beam. The 3 of them have enough strength to get the heavy object away from Naomi, who slowly stands up and starts walking again.
Let's get out of here, she says, after giving Terry a hug. There are still tons of zombies around.
Chapter 8. The End Sprint. The 4 survivors sneak back through the backyards, heading into the direction of the hatch to the tunnel. But before they get there, they get confronted by a horde of zombies that just happens to see them. One of them says, probably meaning, over there. Another one adds. The 2 couples figure that it probably means, let's get them. Run, Terry yells. They start running and get closer to the secret tunnels, and the zombies are chasing after them. They must know that we're here, Jace says. You can go. I will distract them.
No, Cynthia says. I won't leave your side. Don't leave me.
It's too late to start a discussion, so Jace accepts her willingness to come with him. They deviate from their course and run towards the other side of the village. All the zombies come after them, leaving Terry and Naomi to hide in the tunnels. There, Jace says, pointing to an empty house. He bashes through the door and hides his wife underneath a table in the corner. The zombies quickly run by. Cynthia is sitting in Jace's arms, feeling protected by her strong man. He looks through the window and sighs. I think they're gone, he says after some time. Let's go to the hatch.
But when they walk out of the house, two zombies are standing in front of them. They growl and drool and look vicious. You take the one on the left, then I'll take the one on the right, Jace says. Deal, Cynthia agrees. She holds her axe next to her, ready to swing it at the zombie on the left. Jace holds his sword in front of him and stabs the zombie on the right. The zombie falls down instantly. Then Cynthia swings at the other zombie. Bonk! Unconscious, on the ground. Nice job, Jace says. I don't know why you're always implying that you need protection from me. You are fine taking out the zombies. Thank you, Cynthia says proudly. No more zombies cross their paths on the way to the hatch. They consider themselves lucky. When they get to the hatch, Terry and Naomi are waiting for them. Welcome to the underground movement, Terry says. We decided to wait here and see if any other civilians would survive. There are about 50 people in there now. Excellent, Jace says. How long before the zombies will disappear? Probably a couple of days. That's how it usually goes. I've seen it in other villages. Oh, and we might want to turn off all our candles and torches. There are small cracks in the ceiling, and I don't want the risk that zombies see us. 2 whole days without light? Jace asks. Whoa, sounds intense. Cynthia puts her head on his shoulder and her hand on his chest. She smiles and says, I can get used to that. 2 days in the dark with you. Jace smiles. She is right. He strokes her hair and says, Happy anniversary, honey. The end. This has been Zombie Apocalypse for Kids, The Sudden Zombie Invasion, Adventure Stories for Kids. Written by Jeff Child. Narrated by John H. Feskins. Copyright 2017 by Jeff Child. Production copyright 2017 by Jeff Child.